Wow,
We
now
have,
that's a GAN sprayer, right? That's probably more than all the Nolly seekers spraying at once.
Horatio joined us, so we have a translator.
Great. Okay, let's see. Next video is lined up here.
I just wanted to comment. May I comment just a little bit?
Rick, Horatio heard me for translation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just a minute, Gianni, and do you want to go ahead? That was Gail, I think.
Yes. I just wanted to say, with our technology, and I know it requires a pull and a push if you do levitate, but compacting is not a good thing for soil. So, you know, wheels and all that, it would be great if we could get some other method to raise it off the ground. That's all. Thanks.
Well, it looks like they have a central road in order to, you know, deliver the goods to the crops or whatever in this case. But yeah. Okay, go ahead, Gianni.
Okay, Horatio, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Horatio.
You have to give me just 10 minutes, please.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, well, we can pretty much tell in the picture what's going on in a way that we're working with GAN's technology. And let's see, how the pictures line up here. Oh, yeah.
This must be the end of the season, and they're preparing it for next year. Because it did look like unless that was a spring video.
Mark, it's the preparing. It's for now. It's for next year.
You were right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perhaps we can watch this video. It's a couple of minutes here, and as we wait for Horatio.
Cât a mai rămas acolo? Ai gata aici? Da.
Mi-am mutat mai la vale.
În sus, nu? Păi mașina atunci au luat tot aici. Și vin cu tine în tractor. Da, eu n-am treabă, nu mi-e teamă.
Okay, that seems pretty self-explanatory.
Well, he did give an additional explanation in the chat. Spraying with plasma, he says, using the GANs of CO2 plus ZNO plus CuO plus CH3, 25% of each GANs together with amino acid on the land to be sown with the plasmatized wheat. This must be the winter wheat, perhaps. We use 120 milliliters of plasma per 1,000 liters of water. The tank in the video has 2,000 liters, and we use 240 milliliters of plasma. Thank you. Thank you. So using the 4 basic GANs plus their amino acids at a rate of 120 milliliters per 1,000 liters of spray. And I guess he's conditioning the soil for spring or the winter wheat, as he said. Does that mean it grows before the snow falls? Is that why they call it winter wheat? I'm not sure.
It's because the first plasmatization of the soul, la tierra, land.
Okay, I can help you now. Johnny.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Horatio.
Plasmatizarea pe care o facem acum cu cele 4 gansuri de bază și cu aminoacid.
The plasmatizing that we are doing now with the ganses and the amino acid.
O facem întotdeauna pe terenurile în care s-au folosit substanțe chimice.
We are doing where the terrain were used with chemicals substances.
Cum ați văzut, folosim 120 de mililitri de plasmă la 1000 de litri de apă.
You can see you can use 120 milliliters of gas with 1000 liters of water.
Dar atenție că aici deja avem plasmatizate fântânile din care luăm apa.
But we have to pay attention to this because we have already plasmatized the fountains where we took the water from.
De data aceasta, lucrând cu o suprafață mare, 120 de hectare.
Now we are working with 120 hectares of land.
Am făcut plasmatizarea rapid, a trebuit să luăm și din râul Siret, care este aici aproape.
We made quick the plasmatization, but we have to take even from the river Siret nearby.
Neștiind ce conține la propriu apa din Siret, am filtrat-o înainte și apoi am folosit-o.
Because we don't know what the water from the river contains. We filter the water first and then we use it.
În cele 3 rezervoare pe care le-ați văzut, de fiecare de câte 1000 de litri, am pus câte 300 de mililitri de gans în fiecare.
When you can see the 3 containers of 1000 liters, we put in there the 300 milliliters of GANs in each one of them.
Și apoi cu apa aceasta am preparat-o pe cealaltă pentru plasmatizarea solului.
And with this water, we prepared the other one for the plasmatizing of the terrain.
Este remarcabil ce s-a întâmplat din prima.
It was amazing what happens from the first time.
Am putut să simt câmpurile pulverizării ca pe niște norișori deasupra solului.
I could feel the fields through the pulverization, just like they were a cloud above the soil.
Și Florin, cel din imagine care conduce tractorul, strălucea.
And Florin, the driver, it was just shining.
O face de mulți ani, tot felul de pulverizări cu tot felul de substanțe toxice.
He has made this for a lot of years. He provides for agriculture with many substances with the tractor.
Și în loc să obosească sau să apară acea tristețe, efectiv a mers până noaptea fără niciun fel de problemă.
And without any fatigue and any I can't find the word now. He was just driving through the night, all the night to plasmatite with terrain with no problem, with the rest and ease.
În tractor se simțea un curent de aer răcoros.
Inside the tractor, you can feel a cold pile of air.
Care teoretic nu avea cum să aibă loc, pentru că plasma era cuvântul în direcția cealaltă.
Which theoretically it shouldn't happen because the plasma was behind the tractor.
I-am spus că asta se datorează câmpurilor plasmei și cumva am înțeles imediat.
I told him this is because the fields of the plasma, and he could understand it immediately.
Laurențiu și Mihaela au fost impresionați pentru că nu l-au mai văzut vreodată așa strălucitor, așa fericit.
Laurențiu and Mihaela were surprised because he didn't see him like this before, just happy and shining.
Eu am stat și pe remorcă și în tractor.
I sit on a tractor and above the tank where the pulverization was made from.
Cei care aveți posibilitatea să încercați, că este magnific.
Those of you who have the possibility, you must try it because it's very
I-am rugat pe Mihaela și pe Laurențiu să facă același lucru și au făcut-o.
I asked Laurențiu and Mihaela to try this thing, and they did it.
Laurențiu, Mihaela fiind cei care, și mulțumim pe această cale, care au pus la dispoziție totul pentru a putea face acest lucru împreună.
Laurențiu and Mihaela are the people that put at our disposal all the tools and the terrains and all the beautiful stuff.
Laurențiu este de profesie inginer agronom și se pregătește pentru o lucrare de doctorat.
Laurențiu is an engineer in agronomy, and he is preparing for the license for the diploma.
Și diplomă de doctorat.
The doctor diploma, yes, sorry.
Da, și o scriem de data asta împreună.
And now we write it together.
Dar din dimensiunea plasmei.
But from the plasmatic side.
Este magnific și în continuare noi acum, astăzi, începem pregătirea pentru plasmatizarea celor 30 de tone de semințe.
It's magnificent. Now we are preparing the plasmatization of the seed of wheat of câte tone ai zis?
30.
30 tons of seeds.
Folosim aproximativ 300 de kilograme de tone la hectar.
Use approximately 300 kilos on 1 hectare of seeds.
Și avem de însămânțat 120 de hectare.
And we have to cover 120 hectares.
plasmatizarea a fost făcută în 3 zile, în modul în care l-am descris aici.
The plasmatization was made in 3 days, just how we show here.
În imagine dispozitivul, ca să vedem unde am plasmatizat, cu senzori, cu tot.
We can see the devices with sensors, so we can see where we plasmatize and where we left with it.
Când am început la prima plasmatizare, când am oprit tractorul, imediat s-au adunat câțiva vecini.
First time when we plasmatized the field, some neighbors stopped by when we stopped for a break.
Și au întrebat cu ce plasmatizăm, cu ce pulverizăm de nu miroase și nu-i toxic.
They ask what we are pulverizing with because there is no smell and no toxicity.
Și am spus plasmă!
And I told them plasma.
Aici în imagine este, am pregătit mașinile cu care facem plasmatizarea greului.
Here in the image, we prepare the cars for the plasmatization of the field.
Și următoarea cu semănătoarea pe care o folosim în proces.
And the next one with the machine that we use to put the seed on the ground.
Da? Aici făceam reglajul cât să meargă la hectar.
Here we can fine tuning it to
ce cantitate de grâu să folosim la hectar.
To fine tune it, how many seeds to use on 1 hectare.
În general să folosesc între 270 și 300 de kilograme.
Usually they use between 270 kilograms to 300 kilograms per hectare.
Facem testimoniale și cu ce a simțit fiecare în perioada următoare.
We're gonna make testimonials about how everybody, what they're feeling.
Căci fiecare s-a conectat într-un anumit mod cu ceea ce facem.
Because everyone got connected with what we are doing.
Un alt lucru magnific este faptul că a doua zi după plasmatizare a venit cineva să întrebe dacă poate să lase animalele să pască în zona respectivă.
Another great thing is that one neighbor, the second day, asked us if his animal can eat from the land where we pulverized.
În general sunt oi și astea sunt lăsate pe câmp încă o perioadă.
Usually there are sheep and they are let free on fields.
Aici, bine, să finalizez cu, în mod normal, după pulverizare cu substanțe chimice, animalele, dacă ajung acolo și mănâncă, mor.
Usually, if we pulverize with chemicals, the animals that eat from that stuff, they usually die.
Noi am spus că pulverizăm cu viață și este ok pentru toată viața, pentru toate ființele.
I told them we pulverize with life and it's okay for all life beings.
În imaginea anterioară, Rick, te rog să pui pe cea anterioară.
In the other image, Rick, if you can put other image, please.
Which one, John?
Anterior.
The one that before, the one before. That was before.
The one before, okay. This one?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
that one?
Aici, e ok.
Yeah, it's okay here.
Okay.
Aici, în fundal, se vede plante de grâu. astea subțiri, verzi.
Here you can see little plants wheat.
Iar cea mare este rapiță, o plantă din care se face ulei.
And the big one, it's rapița, I don't know in English, a plant which we can extract oil.
Aceasta a fost pusă anul acesta după ce s-a recoltat grâul.
This one was put this year after we gathered the wheat.
În mod tradițional, înainte de însămânțarea rapiței, se pulveriza cu pesticid ca să oprească grâul.
Usually, before you can put the
Nu te mai auzim, Horațiu.
Oops. Think he's restarting.
Ok.
Okay, he's back again.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead.
În modul care se practică acum în agricultură, se făcea cu un pesticid toxic ca să oprească grâul.
We're not able to hear you, Horatio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm back. Just Johnny.
Spuneam că înainte, în agricultură acum se folosesc substanțe toxice ca să oprească grâul, să poată să crească rapița.
I said nowadays they use chemicals to stop the wheat so they can grow another crop. Sorry.
Ele pot să trăiască împreună amândouă fără niciun fel de problemă.
They can live together without any problem.
Noi aici am făcut o combinație de plasmă cu nanoplante și am stagnat creșterea grâului.
Here we made a solution with plasma and nanoplant, and we made so the wheat stagnate a little.
Cu alte cuvinte, de fapt, noi am alimentat rapița pentru că rapița ne interesează în acest moment pe teren.
In other words, we feed the rapița. I don't know the English word for this plant. Sorry. So he can grow better. So
pe o suprafață destul de mare, adică 10 hectare, am aplicat acest lucru.
On the surface of 10 hectares, we apply this thing.
Și am rugat doar să aibă răbdare.
And we ask her just to have patience.
Rezultatul este că rapița arată magnific și nu există în toată zona ceva asemănător.
The result is that the plant rapița is looking magnificent, not like any other plants nearby.
Inițial, în astfel de situații, dacă crește prea mult grâul, se întoarce, adică se are încă o dată și se pune grâu din nou.
Usually, if the wheat is growing much faster, they bring the tractor and they do the job again and they plant the wheat again.
Reap, yes. Ceea ce am arătat aici este magnific pentru că este soluția renunțării la pesticide, fungicide.
What we show here is magnificent because it's the key, the renouncement of pesticides and chemicals.
În loc să mai ucidem ce iasă, pur și simplu alimentăm într-un anumit mod ce dorim ca să se manifeste în zona respectivă.
We can do with plasma. Rather than pulverize with chemicals and killing the plant, we can use the fields and the plasma just to feed more the plant that we need to grow.
În fermă e o atmosferă de bucurie pentru că toți au participat la partea de plasmatizare.
Inside the farm there is a happy feeling because all the people in there was participating on the plasmatization.
Avem puse gansurile în fântână, adică folosim apă restructurată, apă plasmatică în tot și în toate.
We have put gases in the fountain, so we use plasma water in everything and all.
Și asta se vede și în rezultatele care sunt rapide.
So that you can see in the quick results that appears.
Și ceea ce s-a întâmplat, prietenii și-au confirmat că da, plasma funcționează și nu mai au nicio îndoială.
And what happened is our friend, they confirmed from themselves that plasma is working without any doubt.
Noi am invitat să facem împreună, să observăm și prin fapte să decidem și atâta tot.
We invite them to observe, and the facts are talking from themselves.
Aici deja am făcut o foto să văd strălucirea și în alt mod.
Here I made a photo so I can see the shining the other way.
Și chiar le vom urmări pe o perioadă mai îndelungată.
And we will watch them for a long time, for a long period of time.
Și ceea ce este magnific, și plantele care sunt în cultura noastră să simt și ele fericite.
But it's magnificent that even the plants, they are in our culture, they are feeling fantastic.
Și asta doar cu o singură pulverizare.
And this just with one pulverization.
Și asta înseamnă cam 300 de litri de plasmă la hectar.
That means approximately 300 milliliters of plasma per hectare.
Aici deja un video în care a fost și săptămâna trecută, miercuri sau acum 2 săptămâni, în care am arătat cum deshidratăm cânepa.
Here a video where we showed how we deshydrate hemp.
Aici ce avem este un sortiment de cânepă care se folosește pentru extragerea CBD-ului.
This is a local hemp that used for extracting the CBD oil.
Și facem un studiu să vedem în dimensiunea plasmei ce se schimbă din punct de vedere al conținutului de uleiuri. Raport de CBD-THC.
And we are making an observation and a test, so we can see what is the difference after using the plasma containing of the oil of CBD and THC.
Aici, în video, ați văzut și un dezumidificator.
In the video, you can see a dehumidifier.
Și plasma care o colectăm în dezumidificator o folosesc pentru pornirea unui reactor de CO2 cu cânepă.
And the plasma that we get in dehumidifier, I use it to make CO2 gas from it.
Practic, la rapiță, ca să o alimentăm să crească mai rapid, am făcut un nanoplante cu dominant rapiță.
For example, if I want to feed Rapita, the plant, I make nanoplant from it. So I use the nanoplants from Rapita for that kind of
Folosind toate plantele din jur, dar dominant ceea ce vreau să obțin, alimentez planta respectivă.
We use all the plants around us, but dominantly, if I want to feed a plant, I can use that more. So,
dar țin cont și de celelalte.
But I take in consideration all the plants.
În realitate, ceea ce se întâmplă de fapt, se creează un mediu echilibrat din care planta își extrage prin câmpul ceea ce este necesar.
In a way, by pulverizing, we're building a field of so the plant can take from it what he needs and the right amount of it.
Acum în foto, de fapt video, suportul pentru deshidratare pe care l-ați mai văzut.
In the video, you can see the place where we deshydrate.
Data trecută am arătat ciuperci, acum pere, mere, fructe.
Last time I saw mushroom. We put mushroom, and now we put apples and pears and fruits.
La fel, pulverizăm cu plasmă. Suportul întreg este nanoacoperit.
We pulverize with plasma, and all the fruit are covered with.
Se poate face și fără ventilație în aceste condiții, se poate face și cu un dezumidificator, fiecare cum dorește.
We can do this with a ventilation, but we can do it all with the dehumidifier. So how you like it, it's okay.
Ok, în mare aceasta. Ok, reactoarele, despre asta vreau să vorbim puțin.
I want to talk a little bit about the reactors.
Și chiar intru și cu celălalt telefon, ca să arăt și în direct, dacă sunteți de acord.
And if you want, I will enter with the other phone, so you can see directly if you want, direct, live.
Sure, that'd be great. Let me activate the magic switch here.
Într-un moment intru că trebuie să mă conectez cu telefonul.
Okay. One moment, I will connect with the phone.
Okay, there's a few more pictures I'll show in the meantime.
Recording in progress.
Okay,
Merg spre zona reactoarelor.
I'm going now. The reactors.
Am pornit camera. Ok. Aici avem reactoarele.
Here we have the reactors.
Și ceea ce am obținut prin această poziționare a determinat apariția în forma aceasta.
And by what we obtain by doing this star formation is this CH3.
Același lucru l-am obținut când am scos carbonul din CH3, am obținut aceeași culoare și aceeași manifestare ca la tritiu.
And this is the same manifestation as tritium when I did the experiment and I took out the carbon and it meant tritium.
Cu gansurile de aici și cu cele de la sediul firmei lucrăm în câmp și în tot ceea ce facem.
With these gases and the ones from the farm, we use them in this area, all things.
Primul lucru pe care l-am făcut, am extras aminoacidul de la fiecare.
The first thing I extracted the amino acid from all of them.
Ele sunt toate aici și gansurile extrase.
They are all here and the extracted gases.
Practic, gansurile cu tot cu aminoacidul în această poziție au fost făcute în 24 de ore. Mai puțin de 24 de ore.
Practically, the gases and the amino acids in these reactors were made in approximately 24 hours.
În această poziționare, bobinele de cupru nano sunt orientate către exteriorul mesei.
In this position, the nanocoils are positioned in the side of the circle.
Pentru că am creat ca un fel de filtru în jurul mesei.
Because I created some kind of filter around the table.
Ca să obțin o condiție specifică în centru.
So I have a specific condition in center.
Și centrul mi alimentează celelalte reactoare.
And center is feeding the other reactors.
Intensitatea lor este complet diferită față de cea din condițiile de la fermă.
The intensity of these gases is completely different from ones that were at the farm.
După înțelegerea mea, fiecare poziționare a gansurilor și aminoacidului
from my understanding, every positioning of the gas and amino acids
întărește intensitatea câmpurilor de aici, din toată zona.
Repet, te rog, să întrerupt.
Aici Laurențiu cu Mihaela, care... ce ai făcut aici, Laurențiu? Bijuterii.
Da, două bijuterii superbe.
Dă-le puțin mai către fereastră.
Nano-acoperit la două bobine de cupru, flacără.
Poți să tragi
a covering of nanocopper with fire.
Ok, mai avem două aici.
We have another two here.
Și ei sunt cei doi magnifici care le mulțumim cu această ocazie.
And these are the two magnificent people that we thank with this occasion.
Care au decis să pulverizeze cu viață.
Who decided to pulverize the land with life.
Mulțumim, oameni dragi, suflete magnifice.
Thank you, beautiful people.
Și noi mulțumim.
Benefit souls.
Și rezultatele se văd. Gansurile acestea sunt făcute de noi împreună.
And the results, you can see, these ganses, we make it all together.
Cu atenție, intenție, emoție.
Vezi că nu prea e semnal acolo, Gianni.
Un moment. Deci, făcute cu atenție, intenție, emoție.
Nu se aude, nu te înțeleg.
Un moment.
Acum.
Spuneam că tot ceea ce facem aici, atenție, intenție, emoție.
Tot ceea ce facem aici, nu cum.
Facem cu atenție, intenție și emoție.
Nu ai semnal.
Ok?
Acum? Da.
Spuneam că în tot ceea ce facem, atenția, intenția și emoția sunt canalizate către echilibru.
Tot e slab semnalul, dar cred că vrei să zici what we are doing is with the intention and emotion and attention.
Okay. Aici arăt din nou sala unde facem experimentul.
Here is the place where we are making the experiment.
Ok. Și cam atât am vrut să arăt astăzi. Cobor acum. Și răspund la întrebări.
And now I will go back down and start if you have any questions. Start answering.
Alrighty, well, questions? People have questions? Now's your chance. Well, Gianni's here.
Rick, I'd just like to point something out for Gianni, is that whenever you're making GANs for a particular type of plant, if you make a GANs of that type of plant and put it in with the CO2, you generally get a better outcome. So remember that whatever you put into the caustic, you get out. So I'd just like to point that out. That was taught in the private teachings many years ago, that when you're doing plants, if you make a GANs of that particular plant and put it into your watering system, you get the energy that the plant needs in its specific target field state. Thank you, mate.
În procesele pe care noi le facem, folosim și gansul obținut cu bobinele nano acoperite în mediu caustic și cele obținute cu flacără.
In our process, we are making nano covering with caustic, but also with a flame.
Practic, am observat că este necesar să acționăm diferit în fiecare zonă.
Repetă, te rog.
Spuneam că am observat că este necesar să acționăm diferit și mai ales în funcție de zonă, de ce există în zonă. în mediu.
We have to, therefore, how we act is different. One second, please. Okay, sorry, my phone just rang. Poți să repeți, Gianni,
Da.
sună telefonul.
Deci, prima dată ce folosim sunt cele 4 gansuri de bază, într-o proporție egală.
Sorry, what's happening there?
O secundă, numai 2 minute, te rog, trebuie să lipsesc și revin, bine?
Ok.
One second, I have to leave for 1 minute, please. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, perhaps you can tell us more, maybe when Horatio gets back, about this picture, Gianni. Is this the tritium?
Yes.
And do you make it all in one container, or did this come from a different setup?
For me understanding, it's because yes.
You made it in this jar. It's all made in one container. Is that right? Just this one
Rick,
jar made
Rick, we're seeing the picture of the sky and the field.
Oh,
here.
okay. I thought
wondering why you were saying.
Sorry.
This is
Sorry.
pretty.
Let me share better here.
There we
This
go.
is-
There we go.
Okay.
This is the picture I was referring to. So
Yes.
the picture
Yes.
of the in the center of your configuration here.
Yes.
So
The
Is
first.
go ahead.
The first for interaction nano coil copper and iron zinc coil. The result is the field of the carbon. Yes, CO2. First, the interaction. No, the zinc iron in the 1 hour, it's nano coating inside the reactor. The interaction change. Understood?
Yes. First, it produces some probably zinc oxide GANs, and then it stops that.
CO2 and zinc oxide gas. First, the interaction iron, nano cover iron. Next, interaction nano copper and iron coated. The gas not interaction on magnet in the physicality.
It doesn't attract with a magnet.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
no attract. Yes.
I see.
because it's not guns of iron. The color black, it's not for iron. Resulting for interaction. For me, understanding.
How long did it take to turn black? Is it days or hours or?
6 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First is CH3. Next, the color black. For me, it's tritium. And 3-4 dice, it's now CH3. CH3.
Okay. It's interesting. I have a couple of other pictures here. Lovely picture.
In the middle, it's the reactor of CH3 and 3 hours. The plasma in the mirror.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
So if I understood correctly, he had the rapeseed growing with the wheat. Is that what we noticed earlier on? He said they both can exist together. Is that how you call it, Rick? Rapeseed? Sounds like grape. Yeah.
He put rape in the
right
chat here. I assume he means that and not,
Yes,
and did leave a G off for grape.
right. It's rapeseed oil.
They do look, the leaves looked a bit like grape leaves as well. So
They look like Swiss chard, or they look like
yeah.
broccoli rabe. Broccoli rabe. Yeah, that one. Or a Swiss chard in a way, but
Yeah,
very
yeah,
small.
that's what I'm thinking of, chard. It reminds me of a plant they might put in a farmer's field to when they quote lay it to fallow, and you would turn maybe sow it back into the land, or what do you call it? Plow it back into the
Yeah.
land and leave it sit for a year, and that will rejuvenate the crops. So you rotate your crops that way. But I don't know, maybe this could also be the food for animals as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought he said these are made into oil. This is rapeseed.
Okay, that makes sense. Sure, of course.
And it's growing
oils
with the wheat. They're growing together, as I understand it. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yes, Rick. Yes. The plant is for oil.
So how do they harvest they harvest them both at the same time, or how do they harvest one but not the other? how do they avoid the wheat when they're harvesting this, or vice versa? I'm sure
maybe they're not growing together, but I thought that's what he said. The wheat and this could grow together.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a farmer thing. I'm sure they have worked it out.
Beautiful work. He's talking about they spread 30 tons of seed. Wow. He said,
yeah, he showed this sort of a warehouse or a storage area with seed at one point, and I didn't know what it was. This huge pile of black stuff. It was all seed. Wow, how can that be? That'd be so much, but no, it makes sense.
The comment. This is the same as canola oil, and the one farmer in Canada was where Monsanto took him down. He ended up traveling the world and letting people know about GMO. So it's actually another name for canola oil plant. Okay, canola.
They made it in Canada, so they put can in front of it. And canned oil. Not my preferable oil personally, but probably has many useful purposes.
Unfortunately, most of it is GMO.
But Gianni's doing a reverse GMO process here, because the spraying of GANs and when you grow the seeds, germinate the seeds and soak them in GANS water, that actually reverts the GMO and reverts the seeds back to their original unmodified organisms. That's been proven in some laboratory tests, so over 10 years ago now. That was one of the first tests that Mr. Kesh did when he first was testing the GANS materials, probably back around 2010 or so.
Isn't that only if you soak the seeds?
Well, that's what I mentioned, soaking of the seeds and germinating them, and probably spraying will change them as well. I don't know if you can actually change an already sprouted plant as far as its
No, you can only
genetic modifications. Once it's sprouted, that's the gene, isn't it?
Yeah, you can always enhance any plant, but the changing of the seed has to be in the soaking of the seed for the 12 to 24 hours period, and then putting them into pots, sprouting them, and then planting them. So that's the way that I understand it anyway.
So what changes the GMO part, though? Is it all of those processes, or?
It's the, remember that the seed is a shell, is an egg. Yeah. So when they do their modifications, it targets the shell. It targets the nucleonic amino acids of the genome of the plant, and that's how when they GMO them, you can move them into a different situation, a different climate, and they still grow the way that they want them to, because they've enhanced that nucleonic acid shell to produce a plant in that environment. And when you use the CO2, it soaks into the shell. So it then, when the plant grows, it just grows naturally. It doesn't have any impediment or any command from the shell any longer, the egg. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm confirmed by a crack of lightning here, crack of thunder.
Yeah, yeah.
I could get knocked out at any time, so fortunately we have a couple of co-hosts here to back me up. We're in the middle of a big storm, or electrical storm, which is unusual for this area. I don't usually, only heard thunder here maybe half a dozen times over 10 years. And for some reason, it's pretty intense right now.
Yes, and I think
one earlier that was the longest thunder I think I've ever heard. It just kept going and echoing and echoing. Wow, I just heard a really big boom as well here. Not sure what that was.
Generator gas.
Maybe you were under attack, and I'm thinking it's a thunderstorm. There's no rain happening. It's very odd. We live in odd times, so we just went through the longest drought that's ever been recorded in this area since 1800s weather recordings. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was saying, I think this farm is like 500 meters from the Ukrainian border, I think he was saying. So he's really close. But beautiful farmland, it looks like, as well there. That's must run right into the Ukraine.
Seems to just go forever on the horizon. It's,
yeah.
We have big farms there. Yeah. Okay, anything else on Gianni's presentation? Great stuff, Gianni, thank you. Oh, okay.
When he was dehydrating, what were they spraying with on the fruit in the little net baskets, Horatio, for Gianni?
Apples, pears, fruits. Fruits.
Right. What were they spraying? The CO2?
Yes, CO2, plasma water from CO2 and ZNO.
Da, întotdeauna folosim în special CO2 70%, 30% ZNO.
We always use 70%. Mai zi că sunt rupt.
70% CO2, 30 ZNO.
70% CO2 and 30% ZNO.
Același lucru facem și cu celelalte plante.
The same we do with all the plants.
Dar pereții îi pulverizez cu toate plasmele.
But I pulverize the walls with all the gases.
And oh, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
No. And then you said you took the water from the dehumidifier and used that water to make another CO2. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Acum semințele le plasmatizăm, semințele de grâu le plasmatizăm doar cu CO2.
Now the seeds from the wheat we plasmatize it only with CO2.
Și asta pentru că avem un raport de 80% CO2 în reactor și 20% ZNO.
This is because in the reactor we have 80% CO2 and 20% ZNO.
Ce am prezentat până acum sunt în urma experimentelor care le repetăm de 4 ani.
What we presented until now is the experimentation we have for the 4 years.
Ce spuneam înainte, trebuie să ținem cont de culturile din jurul a ceea ce vrem să facem.
We have to take in consideration the other plants that are around the area that we want to cultivate.
Și ca un exemplu, pentru mine, plantele care apar îmi spun ce este necesar în mediu.
And for me, the plants that appear is showing for me what the land is needing there.
Întotdeauna ținem cont și de acestea pentru că ele vin să aducă un echilibru în zona, în mediu.
We always take in consideration these plants because they came to equilibrate the area.
Până acum s-a crezut că așa zisele buruieni iau din alimentele a ceea ce vrem să creștem noi.
Until now, the people knew that the weeds are taking the food from the plants that we want to grow.
Noi acum arătăm că de fapt se întâmplă exact invers.
Now we are showing that it's exactly opposite.
Prin interacțiunea plantelor cu tot ceea ce este microorganismele, rezultă concentrația solului în funcție de necesitatea plantei.
The interaction between the plants and the life in the land, it's an equilibrium in which all life is possible and flourish.
Dar de fapt, la fel ca și noi, plantele își extrag ceea ce este necesar din mediu.
But the plants, just like us, they extract what they need from the fields, from the environment.
Mulțumesc, asta am vrut să împărtășesc pentru astăzi. Mai stau 10 minute și merg în câmp la plasmatizare semințe.
Thank you. This is what I want to share today. I will remain another 10 minutes and then I will go to plasmatize the seeds for the seeding.
Okay, excellent. Okay, any more conversation on GIANI's stuff? Well, thank you.
Aș
Go
vrea
ahead.
să mai specific ceva. Horațiu, te rog să mă ajuți.
I would like to add something.
Ca acest lucru să fie clar.
So this thing could be very clear.
Prietenii pe care i-ați văzut în imagine sunt cei a cărora le este proprietarii fermei.
The friends that we saw in the image are the owners of the land.
Munca echipei plasmatice constă în a arăta cum să facă.
Our job is to show how to make the transition.
Dar cei care dețin ferma, ei fac toate procesele.
But the owners do all the procedures.
Începând de la bobine, reactoare, cum se pune plasma, noi doar arătăm.
Starting from the coils, how to make the plasma, we only show how to make it.
O facem la modul voluntar, fără să cerem ceva pentru asta.
We are doing it voluntarily without any asking in return for anything.
Dar de la început adresăm invitația, rugămintea.
But from the start, from the invitation, the request,
Ca în momentul când recoltează, din rezultatele obținute, să doneze ceva către fundație.
in the reaping time, when they gather all the reaps, to make a donation from the soul to the foundation.
La fel cum noi o facem din suflet pentru echilibru, și ei trebuie să decidă cât și cum.
Just how we are making it from our soul with equilibrium, they have to decide it how they can do it from their part of the soul.
Prin poziționare liberă.
By free positioning.
Thank you. Thank we.
Thank you. Thank you, Ida.
One last question for Gianni. What caused the farmer to change his method of farming? Did he see your work in another location and decide, I want to try this for myself? Or it would seem it would be hard for a farmer to change his way of farming.
Horațiu, te rog să traduci în română bucata asta, că o punem și în grupurile românești.
Ce l-a determinat pe acest fermier ca să schimbe modalitățile de agricultură? Ce a fost la un alt atelier sau a fost doar la cum a ajuns la informație?
Păi, cred că cel mai bine îl invit pe el, pentru că asta este magnific.
It's better to invite Laurențiu so he can explain from his side.
Dacă sunteți de acord, bineînțeles.
Yeah, if you are okay with that.
Sure, yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because it would seem like a farmer wouldn't want to jeopardize, his by switching over, or maybe they did a test field like Joel did first. He took one of the fields and that was the first test. But it would seem the farmer had a lot of faith in this to put the whole operation under the plasma, because one bad growing season could hurt.
Am pornit camera.
Big risk.
Rick, am pornit și camera. Ne vedeți?
Okay, let's get this spotlighted.
Ok.
And let me...
Laurențiu cu Mihaela, cum mai se pregăteau să pornească alte două reactoare.
Here you can see Laurențiu Mihaela was just starting the new reactors.
Și vă rog acum să-i adresați întrebarea în direct.
And now you can ask him directly if you want.
Okay, I'm not getting your picture properly. Just a minute here.
Deci, întrebarea lui Marc a fost ce i-a determinat să meargă către partea aceasta. Corect?
Ce a determinat să meargă către plasmă cu încredere să folosească total, știi, asta era întrebarea.
Da. Și de asta ziceam că fiind aici, poți să răspunzi.
Ce ne-a determinat ceea ce am studiat despre plasmă.
Să traducă.
What determined our decision was what we learned about plasma.
Faptul că am studiat despre plasmă m-a determinat să aprofundez practic și partea practică.
By studying the plasma, I want to, and then I want to try it, to see it, to feel it.
Și în momentul în care am simțit că m-am conectat în dimensiunea plasmei,
and when I felt the connection with the plasma dimension,
practic toate cunoștințele, tot ceea ce am simțit m-a determinat să merg mai departe cu această dimensiune a plasmei.
Practically all that I sensed, all that I felt, determined me to go ahead and try it for myself.
Ce ai simțit în câmp când ai făcut plasmatizarea?
În câmp a fost
in the fields when you made the plasmatization.
În câmp a fost magnific.
In the field was magnificent.
Magnific a fost și faptul că colegul nostru care a făcut plasmatizarea și care merge pe tractor.
The magnificent thing was that our colleague that made the plasmatization, the driver of the tractor.
L-am simțit că era în al 9-lea cer de bucurie.
I felt him. He was in the nine cloud of happiness.
Iar pentru mine asta a fost o completare la ceea ce am simțit inițial de la plasmă.
And for me, this was a completion of what I felt at first by plasma.
Și practic lucrul ăsta m-a împlinit să fac lucruri care să merg în continuare și să studiez plasma și să o folosesc.
Practically, this understanding that I have now governs me that so I can study more and understand more the plasma science.
Și nu vreau să pur și simplu să folosesc niște cuvinte mari, ci doar spun ceea ce am simțit în câmp, acolo unde am făcut plasmatizare efectiv la plante. Am simțit acea bucurie a plantelor.
And I don't want to use big words, but what I felt in the moment when I made the plasmatization, I felt the happiness of the plants.
Dar folosiți plasma în mâncare.
Oh.
But you use plasma in your foods.
Cred că plasma a venit și ea către noi.
I think plasma came to us too,
Pentru că am avut întâlnirea cu GIANI la momentul la care împreună cu Laurențiu ne gândeam cum să renunțăm la a chimiza terenurile.
Because we met Gianni just in the right moment that me and Laurențiu were thinking about renouncing of using of the chemicals in the land.
Și ideea aceasta a venit de la faptul că ne-am gândit că pur și simplu noi mâncăm de acolo.
And the idea started just by the simple fact that we eat from that crops.
După acest pas, am observat că nu numai câmpul poate fi plasmatizat, ci mâncarea noastră poate avea un gust specific, diferit de cel pe care îl simțeam.
And I realized that not just the fields can be plasmatized, our food can be that too, and the taste and the flavor is at another level.
Și primul produs obținut a fost pâinea tradițională pe care eu am făcut-o după aceeași rețetă proprie, dar am adăugat plasma.
The first product was traditional bread made from our local place, and the same formula, just we add plasma water.
Deja este împărtășită pe toate grupurile.
Da.
It's already shared on the groups.
Până în acest moment am făcut împreună cu Getuța câteva rețete, dar cred că vom testa și rețetele noastre, vom încerca și ne vom juca, așa cum spune Gianni, cu lucruri pe care, cu plasmă și cu lucruri pe care vrem să le încercăm în propria noastră gospodărie.
Yes, I was playing with Jetta and trying different stuff, and now raised very interest because I would like to taste it on all the ingredients and all the foods that we are making, and we are happy with that.
Reactorul în care a pus apă Mihaela a și pornit instant, acum se pot vedea și câmpurile.
This is the reactor that Mihaela just started.
Și bucuria lor.
And you can see the fields and their happiness.
Bucuria lor că au născut un alt copiluț.
The happiness that they brought a new baby.
În atmosfera aceasta lucrăm aici și sufletele astea minunate au pus la dispoziție întreg spațiu.
This is the environment where we work, and these beautiful souls put to our disposal all the space.
Pentru a face ceva împreună.
We do some beautiful things together.
Mulțumim. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
If he ever gets another PhD, would he consider, if he had a double PhD, would he consider a dissertation in plasma agriculture?
This is the change. Yes, this is the change.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your house there. And and farm. Wow, it's amazing to see in live action here. And to feel the love as well. Well, I'm sure we'll get updates on that as time goes on.
Rick, the age of plasma is now. Thank you.
Nice English, Johnny. Nice English.
He's getting better.
Yes, yes, I know this.
And my comment on that is soon we'll be able to understand each other.
Lots of great images. Thank you, Johnny, for providing so many images and videos, and the live feed besides is the cherry on top, as they say, extra bonus.
In the image is the plasma for our souls. The little and left is the plasma, the kit of plasma of soul of man. Thank you.
The kit of life, you mean? Not kit of surviving.
Yes, the kit of life.
Yeah, you can see a survival belt with these on little pouches on the side. Instead of ammo, you're armed with ganses.
You remember when Mr. Cash talked about plasma bomb dropping from the air, that he would be the first? For a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Pentru pulverizarea 120 de hectare de teren, am folosit 3 litri de plasmă GANS aminoacid.
For the pulverizing of 120 hectares, we use 3 liters of GANS and plasma water and amino acid.
În sticlă, aici este o sticlă, un flacon de 2 litri, am mai făcut încă unul.
This is a 2-liter bottle, and we made another one.
Și pentru plasmatizarea a 30 de tone de semințe de grâu, folosim 3 litri de CO2.
And for the plasmatizing of the seeds, 30,000 tons, we use 3 liters of GANS.
Pentru că folosim și o mică cantitate de GANS, clar cu tot cu aminoacid esențial, pentru plasmatizarea directă a semințelor.
Because we use GANS and plasma water directly for plasmatizing the seeds too.
Clar avem din fântână apa care este deja plasmatizată.
And we use the water from the fountain that is already plasmatized.
Din momentul când am făcut acest lucru, indiferent de situație, se poate acționa în orice moment.
From the moment that we do this thing, you can use it anytime and you want.
Alimentând mediul cu câmpuri de o intensitate specifică pentru ceea ce este necesar în moment.
By feeding the environment, the fields are just spreading just what we need right now.
Reactoarele pe care le-ați văzut în imagine și în cele de la birou,
the reactor that you saw in the image from the house and from the farm
sunt de ajuns pentru tot județul.
There are enough for all local place here.
Adică câteva milioane de hectare.
Million of hectares.
Și deja ne gândim la un sistem mult mai simplu.
And now we are thinking of easier way.
Adică mult mai simplu și mai eficient, pulverizarea fiind făcută cu drona.
Easier and efficient more by using a drone.
Lucrăm la acest aspect pentru că o dronă trebuie neapărat cumpărată împreună cu fermierii din jur.
We are working at this thing because the drone must be bought together all the farmers from this place.
Pentru că la propriu dintr-o dronă nu poți controla ceea ce pulverizezi.
Because from a drone you cannot control exactly what you pulverize.
În momentul când pulverizăm cu plasmă, nu mai are importanță pentru că echilibrează tot.
In the moment when we pulverize with plasma, there's no importance because everything is equilibrium.
Dar este important să-și dorească fermierii acest lucru.
But it's very important that the farmers, they want to do this thing and can understand it.
Adică să realizeze acel lucru magnific pe care l-a spus Mihaela.
That means that they must realize the beautiful thing that Mihaela just said.
Dintr-o dată, citez, dintr-o dată am realizat că și noi mâncăm de acolo.
I quote, suddenly I realized that we are eating from there too.
Nu mai pun chimicale pentru că și eu mănânc de acolo și copiii mei mănâncă de acolo.
I do not put any chemicals because I eat from there and my children eat from there.
Și încă o dată vă mulțumim și plecăm să continuăm.
And again, I thank you, and now we go to continue.
Okay, thanks, Gianni. Bye for now. Amazing work. All right. What else do we have for today? Or is there any more conversation on Gianni's work?
I just want to add, mate, that when I was speaking earlier on about the way that you change the shell. The shell is, I have to say that the shell is the womb. So when you make changes to the outer structure, the egg, which is the womb, that's why the CO2 has that innate value, carbon, oxygen with two, a negative and a positive. So it joins, and then the instructions that were given, which are often put by chemical processes. So they just take the seed and then they modify it to suit a certain type of environment. They've gotten very smart about it. And I actually, there's a lot of things that Monsanto is doing that are positive, and a lot of things that they're doing which is negative. And they seem, in a way, to attach themselves to the negative side. So when they change the nucleic acids, they do it so that no seed can be provided from the plant. And this is the negative side of what they're doing. But there's also a very positive side to what they're doing, because by using this type of technology, you can make a plant survive in an environment that it, like if we were talking about wheat, that it wouldn't normally grow so well. So they change things within the womb. So when you change something that's within the womb, you get a different outcome. You get a different change in the DNA. It's like in the future, mankind will understand this and be able to produce an absolutely perfect 100% DNA of a human being from a false womb, meaning a person that isn't a human being even. So when we look at what they're doing, I see so many positives about what Monsanto and those other companies, Bayer and alike, are doing, because this is progress. This is what is needed for this time at this point of understanding. But their corporalistic fundamentalism is completely wrong. So they then try to use it against a farmer so that they have to buy their particular seed that won't ever seed, because when you change the womb, in the formation of the soul, when the soul comes into the plant, they've realized, but not known, they don't understand anything about the soul, the spirit energy that comes into the plant. They know nothing of that. Thank God, is all I can say. They have no understanding. They just see the results as they're doing their experiments, and they can modify a seed to suit a certain type of environment, they are what I would call backward in the understanding of their technology. And they put patents on backward things that will never be used, because the truth remains in the field technology for plant propagation. And when people understand that it all comes from the H4 and any other type of field that you want to put into those, what I would call balls. Tesla was a lover of balls. He loved his spheres. And I think, you know, like over the next sort of 4 or 5 years, I see the growth of plant technology to really be able to propagate. If I could use a different pun, I probably would. But, you know, like it's really quite simple. As I keep saying on every time that I talk, you have to think simple. H3 or CH3 and atomic hydrogen from the bottle can give you anything that you wanted to give you. You just have to instruct it. So if you want it to give you the field to grow wheat, you make a GANs of wheat and you simply just put it in a layer. And then you place balls around a field, and these things grow in not months, but weeks. And then coupled with the fact of what Mr. Kesh is doing will lessen our need for food. And then you've got a perfect storm. Why do you need to go to the supermarket? Because you're not hungry. In my house, I've had food that I bought a month ago that's still sitting in the freezer because nobody wants to eat it. I have a pie in the morning, and then later on at night, which will be after now, I get a little bit hungry and I have to have something small. I get, and I hope that you get what I'm saying, is that the need for food dramatically reduces as the expansion of the soul continues its path. And my children, they are the same. They maybe twice a day. And they're all small meals. If I give them a big meal, they're going, oh my God, I had to eat that. It was so good, but I'm so full. We never get full. We never get full. We just take what we need at the point of need. And I see this, you know, day in, day out with my 18-year-old daughter, who 3 months ago would come home and say, what's for dinner? Now, she never says what's for dinner. She doesn't even ask for it. They just like go to bed or watch a movie or do whatever. They don't even ask for food. That's why for a month, that food has sat in the fridge. There's frozen steaks and fruit and vegetables, and I'm going to end up chucking it out. That's how extreme it has gotten for me. But everybody else delves into it at a different level, because there's not one single person that's at the same level of evolution of everybody else. And so everybody feels it differently. Everybody changes differently. Everybody reverts and goes into at a different level. And some people just won't be interested in it, so they won't learn. So they'll sit still. They'll say, I feel nothing. I have no change. I still have to eat. And others will say, oh, I found differences in my eating patterns, and I found this and I found that. And that's what we're going to see. As everything rolls down the road, we see different things. And I have to say to you all, I had an experience the other day, and well, let's just put it this way. My daughter was standing over the top of me with a torch while I was working on somebody else's car. She was helping me. And I felt the strangest thing. I thought, what the hell is this? Anyways, I go home. All of a sudden, I go into a vision that she is what even the prophet said about, and that was a person that has the perfect soul. Anyways, I grappled with this for days, wanting to understand it, and I even told her, listen, you can feel the emotion that is in me. And she goes, yeah, yes, I can. 2 days later, I find out she's 6 weeks pregnant. So is it what her that I felt, or the child? I don't know. But I suggest that it's the child. So anyways, that's about it, all I have to say. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, Brett, thank you.